What's going on, everyone? This is Sonic Mix, and today I'm going to give my review of WWE Monday Night Raw for May 20th, 2013. Now, I did do a review on this yesterday, but for some reason my webcam was put on headsets, which I don't know why it randomly does it. So I made sure I checked, and we're good. And just going to do a recap of Raw from May 20th. This Raw was actually pretty damn good in my eyes. I think this was definitely the makeup of last week's Raw. Without further ado, let's begin. So the night kicks off with the Ryback promo coming in an ambulance. Basically, Ryback, he starts talking and makes this proposal that he wants to face John Cena at Payback in an ambulance match. And then he kind of goes on to says like how you people are fooled by Cena, that you think that he's the hero, and you guys are brainwashed or something like that. I found this promo to be very enjoyable and kind of true in a way how some fans do take Cena as like this hero type, but this was pretty solid for a promo out of Ryback, and I thought it was enjoyable from what I saw. I give the promo 2.5 out of 5. Alright, then the first match kicks off with Fandango and Wade Barrett versus Chris Jericho and The Miz in tag team competition. This was really nothing to watch, in all honesty. They each had their share to participate in the match, and Fandango was only in the ring once. And then at the end of the match, or towards the end, him and Summer Rae danced outside of the ring, basically leaving Wade Barrett behind. And Chris Jericho and The Miz pick up the victory. And what was kind of funny towards the end was when Fandango jumped over the barricade and into the crowd, he leisurely knocked over a fan. And I don't know if he knocked over a fan or if the fan got in the way. I don't know. I really couldn't tell. It looked like the fan might have gotten in the way, it seems. But then Chris Jericho extends his hand out, wants to do a little bit of a dance with Summer Rae, and then basically gives him the psych look and walks away with a smile. I give it about a 2.25 out of 5. Up next was a Vicky Guerrero segment. Basically, she came out and basically just said that you guys have the choice to pick of the three for Jack Swagger's opponent, either Khali, R-Truth, or Randy Orton. I wonder who the fans voted for. I can't really give a rating because this was only like a minute, maybe 2 minutes at most, so I have to give this a no rating. So a dud is what I will give. The next after that was a Team Hell No promo segment backstage. This was interesting. Although for the most part it wasn't nothing too special like, but the fact that how like Daniel Bryan thinks that he thinks that Kane's looking at him as the weakest link, and I'm hoping in a way this doesn't lead into a Daniel Bryan heel turn. I hope that they make him as a face, because I think he does a tremendous job as a face with the yes chant going, and I think they'd be blowing an opportunity if they make him heel. And then Kofi Kingston just kind of jumps in out of nowhere, and then it basically ends like that. I give the promo a 2 out of 5. Up next was Sheamus versus Titus O'Neil. Now, I actually thought this was going to be a squash match, but surprisingly, this was about 7 minutes. And for the 7-minute match, this was decent for 7 minutes. Titus O'Neil, in my eyes, actually impressed me for once. And I think he did a good job against Sheamus. I definitely have to give credit to Titus O'Neil on this one. But in the end, kind of suspected, Sheamus picks up the victory over Titus O'Neil, and that's all she wrote. 2.25 out of 5 for that promo, or that match, I mean, sorry. Speaking of promo, we do get into our next promo, the Paul Heyman newest client promo. This was an awesome promo. I enjoy this promo, and surprisingly, the third client is Curtis Axel, aka Michael McGillicuddy. And I'm actually glad now that the WWE or someone is giving Curtis Axel a big shot and a big chance now. And, I really think he's going to be something to be looked forward to in the future. I really hope that they push him hard, just like they did with Kurt Hennig back years ago. And I hope they take him all the way in. I hope they do take him all the way. And then later on, Triple H comes out, surprisingly comes out. I wasn't expecting him to come out. And then he then announces for the first time that he's going to be in a wrestling match on Raw, which is the first time in 3 years, which I'll get to that in a moment. But overall, great promo. I enjoyed it from start to finish. I give it a 3.25 out of 5. Up next was Alberto Del Rio versus Big E Langston. For only a 4-minute match, this was pretty entertaining. And what kind of sucks is that I wish this match would have been longer because these guys were going at a good pace. They didn't slow down from what I can remember. And just looking at the power and the strength of Big E Langston, I think he's impressive. I think, I think he's probably very critical by some people thinking, oh, he's not all that great. But you know what? I think if you would have put him with the right guy, he could actually be impressive. Sorry. I give the match a 2 out of 5. Up next was Layla versus AJ Lee. Terrible match here. There was 2 botches in this entire match, one on each end. When AJ was going for a swinging net breaker the second time, Layla apparently dropped too soon. And then when Layla did a spin kick, she basically missed it by a mile. And this was really terrible. Nothing to watch. I am actually amazed about AJ's submission finisher move. How basically it looks like a Hurricanrana, but basically turned into a submission. I think that's pretty impressive. I definitely have to give AJ credit on that one. But the match I can't. Half a star out of 5. Yes, I'm sorry to go that low, but the women's division has been crappy the past, 5 years, about almost, and it's not as good as the ones used to be when Lita and Trish Stratus and Jazz were all in there. Then after a commercial break, we get Zack Ryder versus Cody Rhodes. You know, for the time that they were given, they did try something, but it wasn't enough. Cody Rhodes wins, which was no surprise, and then Ryback comes out, and he basically gives a shell shock to Zack Ryder, and then puts him in the ambulance truck that was shown at the beginning of the show, and the ambulance rolls off. A star. Really can't really give it anything higher than that. I mean, they did try, but like I said, with the time that they were given, it was basically kind of like a squash match almost. But we do get the best match of the night. Team Hell No and Kofi Kingston versus The Shield. This was an amazing match. Best match of the night. Great athletic ability by Kofi Kingston. All 3 of the Shield members did an amazing job with their wrestling ability and their combo ability, which I like. And Daniel Bryan was the star of the show in this entire match. I mean, he was on fire in this match. And what I kind of liked about was the whole, that he was saying, I'm not a weak link, I'm not a weak link. And I think that's going to play a big part for Daniel Bryan, for maybe a storyline where he thinks that everybody's the weak link, which once again, I think they're going to go for a heel turn, but I hope that's not the case. I hope somewhere they maybe try to do a face turn. And Kane, just the big guy that does his thing. In the end, no surprise, the Shield wins, which I'm very thankful that the WWE is pushing all 3 of these guys. And the Shield is probably one of the best stables in the modern day era. I mean, they are a great tag team, and I just don't know how anybody can hate them. I mean, they are a dominant team, and they are the team that definitely make you believe. They are definitely a team that they make you believe that they are a threat to be reckoned with. And that's what I like about the Shield, is that they're not like the Nexus in a way where, okay, there were 7 guys, but for the majority of the time, they all lost. With the Shield, they've not lost yet. They're undefeated. Still 3 members after November in Survivor Series. And I hope they keep it with 3 members, because I think they're doing an amazing job with just those 3. 3.5 out of 5 I give this match. Best match of the night. Next was the Divas segment backstage with Cody Rhodes with the whole mystery lover of Caitlyn. This was really a waste of time of a promo, and basically they find Cody Rhodes and they think that he's a suspect, but he's posting pictures of himself on the internet. Kind of terrible, really pointless. Star, I have to give it. Up next was Jack Swagger versus the choice of who the fans picked, and no surprise, it was Randy Orton. So we get Swagger versus Orton. This was a slow match. Very slow, kind of boring at times. The match didn't pick up until close to the end of the match. I did like the fact how Swagger worked the knee, but I think he kind of worked the knee too much, and I think there was some good wrestling on both ends of Orton and Swagger. In the end, Randy Orton wins with the RKO. If the match would have been a little bit more quicker, I probably would have given this a 3-star match, but because of how slow-paced it was, I gotta give it a 2.75 out of 5. And then finally, the main event, Triple H, for the first time in 3 years, competing against Curtis Axel. This match was very one-sided with Triple H. I mean, Curtis did do a couple things, like I think he did a leg drop and then some other things, but nothing too special. But then in the end, after Triple H hits the spine buster, he's acting a bit weird, like something's wrong with him, and they take it outside the ring, and then Triple H throws him back in the ring, and he can't get in the ring, and there's still something wrong with him. So he takes a breather, and he tries to get back in the ring, but can't. And then JBL mentions something on commentary that it looks like Triple H is suffering a stroke. And I'm kind of wondering if they're going to play that part in the storyline, but I'm pretty sure this rivalry between him and Curtis Axel isn't going to end. I can kind of see them going at it again at SummerSlam, but basically the match ended with no end, pretty much. And the show basically ends with Triple H just having something wrong with him, and the show goes black. For the match itself, I give it a 2 out of 5, but I am kind of looking forward to seeing how they're going to play this Triple H sickness segment, if they're going to consider this a sickness. Overall, I enjoyed this show. I think this was definitely much better than last week's show. In the end, I give this about a 6.5, not 6.5, 6.25, maybe a 6.5, just to be on the nice side. Alright, well, this was my review of Monday Night Raw for May 20th, 2013. Hope you guys enjoy. Also, if you've noticed at the beginning of this video, I left a link somewhere on top of this video. There's a link to my Extreme Rules review. Please go ahead, check that out, give your comments, let me hear your feedback. How did you enjoy the show? And I guess just to throw my 2 cents as a spoiler alert, Extreme Rules for me was about a 7 out of 10. At least that was to me. But go ahead, check it out, give me your opinion, tell me how you thought of it, and leave me your comments on how you thought Raw for May 20th was. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sonic saying, you guys all have a good night or a good morning wherever you are living, and I'll see you guys later.